Testing. 1, 2, 3. All right, so this is going to be a skateboarding video, guys. Just kidding. I barely know how to skate, actually. And I went to Walmart and I bought this $15 board just to say that. But no, for real. My name is Rendi, and this is Rendi versus the world. In this show, we solve problems about the world. And my name's Rendi, by the way, if you didn't know. Well, that's not my real name. It's like my name online. By the way, if you have a question or a problem you wish to be solved, well, you're going to want to do that by going to the Discord channel. I'll link in the description below, and just submit your problem there. And I might get around to it, but like I said, there's like hundreds of these things, so I might not. But if I do, you're going to get 3 different camera angles in a new environment every time, and me, giving some good feedback, I think, and some very orthodox ways to solve your problem. So this random guy in my kick stream, he came to ask about his poop anxiety. And what poop anxiety is it's basically the fear of going to the restroom in public and shitting because people around you can like smell it and they know what you're doing. And this is a real thing. I've actually had a best friend who had this condition, and he could not poop in front of people or in public restrooms. He would have to be at home, and he could not have roommates as well. So that's a whole other problem. If you want to figure out how not to have roommates, go to my last video, check that one out. Because if you have poop anxiety, not having roommates will help you out a bunch with that. So this friend had Crohn's disease, and he had poop anxiety. And the man could not regulate his bowels because of this, and it actually caused complications to a point where he had to get a bowel resection in emergency surgery. So this is a real thing. This is a really bad thing as well, because if you're not regulating your poop schedule and you have an underlying condition like that, just because of your anxiety, it can literally cause life-threatening problems, diseases, and complications. So this is a real thing. And it's important that we're talking about this today on Rendi versus the world, because we only address the most important problems in the world on Rendi versus the world. By the way, yeah, I don't really skateboard. If you haven't noticed, I've been falling off this board and whatnot. But we're doing some cool tricks anyways, like that one. I call that the triple backflip double XYZ. I just manualed for about half a second there. That was pretty impressive. Okay, so the first solution to this problem, you got this drone? This is important. Colostomy bag. Find like a third world doctor or something that will optionally take out your colon just because you have poop anxiety. Because if you go anywhere in the US and request for them to remove your colon, they're not gonna fucking do it, okay? They're just gonna look at you like you're an idiot. And if you do this, you'll never have to worry about pooping in public because it will slow drip. Oh, shit. The next thing you're gonna wanna do is jimmy your fucking lock. Carry an expandable barricade with you, so the next time you go to a restroom, you can just like barricade the door in so no one will come in. You just sit around, wait, scope out the area, and then you can finally, put your poop barricade up. Holy shit, this thing's like a fucking slide, man. How do people skate on this shit, bro? Like, how do they not like kill themselves? Shit's wild. So another option would be to just pay people to leave the restroom. But then it kind of overrides the whole point of you not wanting people to know you're shitting. So I don't know, that might be a solution for some of you. It depends on what condition of poop anxiety you actually have. Another option is, don't eat. Don't eat anything. So you'll never have any waste to recycle out of your body. Actually, I think that's not true. You can literally drink water and still shit. Next solution to today's problem of poop anxiety. This one's a good one, by the way. I gotta give kudos to myself because this one's so good. Get some curtains for your windows, and every time you need to shit, you're in public, just go out to the parking lot and take a shit in your car. It's like your own private porta potty. Literally porta potty, like portable potty, unlike the shit porta potties that sit there forever. Your car is on the move, ready to go at any time.
Okay.
Let's go, baby. There he is. All right, so we're taking on the fear now. Poop anxiety. Poop anxiety. There might be some reverb coming off this, sorry. We're in a public restroom, I mean, what can I say? My drone actually ran into the wall over there, so that's not happening inside this restroom, but we do still have 2 cameras for you, don't worry. Just in case you need to see 2 sides of me in this restroom here. Okay, so maybe you only want to work somewhere that's 5 minutes from home so you can quickly rush back to the restroom at any possible time. This is one way to overcome the embarrassment of pooping publicly. You might, eventually develop something called agoraphobia, where you become afraid to leave your house because you're constantly going back to it, but that's okay because you will no longer have poop anxiety. You could buy a bunch of dolls, have them on display in front of you, and poop in front of them. Kind of like a tea party, but instead of a tea party, it's a poo party. I know this is crude humor and it's kind of childish, but like the question was literally about poop. I can't help the fact that people are asking questions literally about shit. And I know the humor's crude, but like really, I mean, it has to be done. So find someone who shares your fear of poop and poop with them. Form a poop support group, if you will. If you have 2 people who are fearful of pooping in front of each other, then you have nothing to fear besides pooping in front of each other. All right, here is another good solution for poop anxiety, and that would be simply poop so fast in a public restroom that no one can hear you or know that you're pooping. They'll just think you're peeing because you're just that quick. Always be on some sort of laxative or constantly eat sugar-free gummy bears. Make sure you don't wipe because that takes extra time as well. And we're trying to cut that down to make people think that we're actually peeing in the restroom instead of pooping. Next solution to overcoming your poop anxiety would be to simply die and then be reborn as a plant because they don't actually poop. There would be no poop coming out of you. Reincarnation, baby. Poop anxiety can lead to real complications, especially if you do have an underlying condition. So, yeah, sorry, I had to do a noise cue there to make sure my second camera's caught onto the microphone. It's a real issue, and it can be bad. I've seen it firsthand. I have friends with poop anxiety and Crohn's who hold their bowels in because they don't want to do it in public, and then it turns out they have to have an emergency bowel resection surgery, which has like a 10% fatality rate. It can be bad, trust me. The best way to get over poop anxiety is really, like we've already discussed, exposure, but in a real way. Run some water, while you're pooping. Make people think you're peeing. Slowly, once you're able to poop with the water on, maybe then you can start pooping without it. Do it with someone over at your house first. After that, move on to the public restroom with 1 people, 2 people, and then wait. Slowly expose yourself. Do not overexpose yourself though, because that will just reinforce the embarrassment and the anxiety behind it. Eventually, maybe even get a whole party in a public restroom with you. Like we get like 20 people in here right now maybe, and then we'd have no poop anxiety at all. But you got to keep that up. Now, the thing with exposure therapy is the second you stop doing it, you start reverting back to your natural instincts, which means your poop anxiety probably stemmed from some sort of trauma. Maybe, like I said, in your past life, you got dysentery or were like a poop shoveler in the Middle Ages. I don't know, but that's my best advice. Exposure therapy, slowly and surely, and you finally should be able to poop in public. I wish you all the best. And please start your journey today with pooping in public, because you never know when you'll need to shit.